We saw it.
Hey, I'm Keith Vaughn. Welcome to Keith Vaughn's Flying Circus. Yeah, this is what the quest is all about. This photo taken in the spring of 1927 in the Cimarron Canyon, New Mexico. That big tall guy, that's my grandfather, Melvin Eugene Hill. Sitting on the hood on some baggage, that's my Aunt Elva as a little kid. And on the bumper, well, that's my dad. On the bumper of the old Ford Model T. That took him into the Cimarron Canyon in 1927. Now, they went from the Texas Panhandle into the canyon. We're going from North Texas into the canyon, but it's going to be a 2-day affair. It's going to take us a bit to get there. Now, this entire idea came about because many years ago, I would say about 1983, our family was on vacation in the same place, Cimarron Canyon, New Mexico. And my dad said, man, this looks very familiar around here. And he talked about this trip. We pulled over and found this log where water was running through the middle of it, where in 1927, they had carved their initials one time on this trip. And there's a photograph of this going on. Well, he found that log that day in the Cimarron Canyon, and we have a photograph of those initials from 1983 that were carved into that log in 1927. Now, our first night, or actually our first day on the road, took us to Dalhart. That was going to be our halfway point, our overnight stop. Here we are rolling up to 87. Towards Dalhart. Day started out very cloudy, I guess you'd say. And then the clouds. Man, the clouds turned even cloudier, and there became rain. And rain for quite a while on the road, heading north into the Panhandle. Yeah, made us drop our speed down. Lost a little bit of time, but not much. But man, we're always happy for any kind of rain in this part of the world. And we get to Amarillo and get on I-40 and head downtown to the old Route 66 to one of our favorite places, the Golden Light Cafe. The oldest restaurant in Amarillo. It's always the same. We always sit in just about the same place, too. Now this time, I changed things up a bit. I think I went for the grilled cheese this time around. And what does Lisa do what she always does? Cheeseburger. Yeah, the place has got atmosphere, man. There is no doubt. Oh, and there's the burger. And the fries. And the grilled cheese. Yeah, it was great stuff. The Golden Light Cafe. Highly recommended. And there is no endorsement here. No paid endorsement whatsoever. Just an honest opinion. And it's in downtown on the old Route 66 in Amarillo. Now, hitting the road, heading north towards Dalhart. And we're taking what we call as the Old Boys Ranch Road, the one that takes you by Old Tascosa and the site of Boys Ranch, and then on up to Channing, Hartley, and on into Dalhart. And if you're from the Panhandle, you know that landscape right there. And you know exactly where we are because of it. Here we are, Dalhart. This is the town where my grandparents lived, and my uncles, and my cousins. I got tons of family connection to this town. And what a room, not bad. Check that out. A little bit of towel art. I don't know what you call that, but I call it towel art. Here's some of downtown Dalhart. Some of the distinct architecture. You know, I was trying to place these buildings, and I looked these places up online, and none of them correspond with what I thought they were. So, there's someone's footprint from years ago, still there in the cement. This obviously was some kind of a automotive business of some kind. And right across the road, the county courthouse for Dalham County. It was a beautiful afternoon in July. Yeah, many people don't know it, but the name Dalhart comes from Dalham and Hartley counties, which are both right there. They roll over the county line. If I remember right, this may not, I don't know if this is true or not, but it makes a great story. Over in my uncle's former tractor business, I think the county line may have ran through the building or something. It may not be true, but I love the story. Another great building. Can't tell me at one time that wasn't some kind of an automotive business. Dealership, maybe. Now, Phil like Pontiac was down in this area, but I cannot remember which building it was. Could have been this one. I'm not sure. But my memory of Phil like Pontiac was a white building. Either way, it's classic architecture. Yeah, big door. To get in a big car, a big tall truck. And in that building, there's still some business going on today. The old light fixtures. At one time, this place was lit up in the evenings, no doubt. AC. Swamp cooler style. And more footprints from long ago. They have a great museum there in Dalhart. I've been to it many times. all the brands. It's a beautiful building. There's a number of very well-maintained and restored buildings in Dalhart, in the downtown area. Not to mention the courthouse and the beautiful churches all over. And the brick streets. And the theater. Another beautifully restored building. It's a big part of Dalhart today. More very unique architecture. Dead in Texas. This famous statue. No, I do not remember it looking like that whenever I was a kid. And I'll need to go back and look at my old pictures. It has been a long time. But always right near that intersection. My grandfather, on my mother's side, was an ex-IT cowboy for a time. In the old elevator. As a kid, these grain elevators felt like skyscrapers. I heard the phrase recently used, prairie skyscrapers. I like that. Yeah, prairie skyscrapers. We arrived in Dalhart a little earlier than we'd expected. We thought it would be nighttime. So I utilized the end of the day to take all the shots, or these shots I should say. Oh, and there's your breakfast. Getting some sleep and ready for the next day. And we roll out early. In Dalhart, I think it was before 7 a.m. And up the road we go. We hit Texline, we hit Clayton, we hit Springer, Cimarron, and then eventually the Cimarron Canyon. Traffic was good. The only complaint I got, man, is the speed limits on some of their roads in New Mexico are a little bit too slow. You're in the middle of nowhere on 2 lanes, and it's 60. Come on, man. Come on, New Mexico. But it was a great drive. Beautiful part of the nation. And we made our way into Cimarron Canyon. When we took a side trip by, checked out Philmont Scout Ranch on the way out. But no, was it on the way? No, it was on the way in. Moving on. Here we are backing up a bit. In Texline, Old Service Station, the Panhandle Service Station. Clayton and the famous Eckland Hotel. They say it's haunted. All these old hotels seem to be haunted. But this one did feel like it. This is early in the morning, just walking down the street outside. And it did feel kind of eerie. And again, early on a Monday, not much going on. So into the mountains and into the canyon we roll on our quest. Looking for a log with water running through the top of it on the side of the road. That's the log that in 1927 my dad carved his initials into. And in '83, we found that log. And we took a picture of it and, well, took a picture of the initials. And we're on a quest to see if we can find that log and those initials in 2024. We are rolling down the road into the Cimarron Canyon. Now I came to a point and I thought, man, this looks familiar, so I jump out. I'm walking around here. My memory was it was on the right. So I'm looking. I don't see it. That can't be it. It does not look familiar. No luck. We even drove up the road a number of miles. Continued checking on that right side. Did not see anything that looked familiar. But man, the mountains and the canyon. Beautiful. Yeah, I kind of forgot we were even looking for the log at this point. It was beautiful. Then we start heading back up the road. Oh, and those palisade sills, they're called. Those cliffs, amazing. That clear water. So we get back in the Explorer and we start moving back up the road. Slowly impeding traffic as we look up and down the sides of the road. And then I see something. We pull over and I get out and start walking. There is a log with the top cut out of it, with water running through it. And we are looking up and down the sides for any initials. of my father's that he put on there in 1927. And there's all kinds of things carved on it. But we look and look and look and look. That log is wet. Now there's the actual photo. There's the initials. VH. This photo taken in 83. Those initials carved in 1927. On that log. We look and look. Up and down. Can't locate it. Check this thing out. It goes way, way back up that ridge. Back up into the mountain. Yeah, I'm not gonna go any further. I've got my PF flyers on, man. It's not the best for walking on, wet rocks. So I make my way back down, and we continue looking up and down this log, trying to find those initials. We spent a lot of time there. We had some hikers come by and people out exploring the canyon. You can tell that log has been there a while. There they are. There they are, carving their initials in 27 into that log. Now, we could not definitively find the initials. We're almost 100% sure this is the log. Not 100, but almost 100. I don't think there's very few additional logs with water running through them in the Cimarron Canyon. Now, on the road, or back on the road. Yeah, we are in the Tucumcari, and the route we took was a desolate route. I think this is, I think it's 39 is the road in New Mexico, and it was desolate. Oh, the old St. James Hotel in Cimarron. Lots of outlaws have stayed here over the years. And murders, shootings, and hauntings there in the building. You'll have to Google St. James Hotel in Cimarron for their crazy stories. Now here we are back on the road. Desolate, man. 93 miles between towns on this road. Or actually, to our destination on this road. And we went through Roy, New Mexico. Little town, man. We were right on the main road. We didn't go off the road, but we just shot some video of rolling through the center of town. This is a unique hotel. The rooms are accessed from the interior. It's a true hotel. In a town where Bob Wills lived as a young man. He was a barber here and started a band here in Roy, New Mexico, 1927. Now back on the road and to Tucumcari. Oh, and here we are. It's our joint, the La Cita Restaurant in Tucumcari. We always make it a point to go here every time we're in town. Yeah, this place never disappoints. I remember going here as a kid, man. 10, 12 years of age, with my dad, my mom, and my sisters. And here I am, nearly 60, and here with my wife. Yeah, did I say never disappoints? Yeah, La Cita recommended that we head to our lodge, the Roadrunner Lodge, and man, we got there, and they were in the middle of a re-imaging. They're replacing all their signs with their new logo. Here we go, going up to our room at the Roadrunner Lodge, a motel that is restored in vintage 1960s style. You'll notice all the 60s touches.
Good food buy, then get Velveeta, Kraft's famous pasteurized processed cheese food. Velveeta is one of the best food pies you can make, but Velveeta is not only delicious, it's nourishing too. And you can use Velveeta so many ways. Snacks, sandwiches, and
Old style key. Yeah, moon pies. Complimentary. Yeah, books, magazines, all from the 60s. And the view out our window as the sign company puts up the new Roadrunner Lodge signs. There's a suitcase stand. And old magazines, right out of the 60s.
The best of the West comes your way as well, every Monday through Friday afternoon, when you can listen to the cowboy songs and tunes that are everyone's favorite.
Yeah, the new signs going up. We were there just the right time. Now, right after those signs went up, they covered them with a big tarp. Because a couple nights later, they were having a ribbon cutting of their new signs and their new imaging and celebrating 10 years as the Roadrunner Lodge. And there's Tucumcari Mountain in a painting, and there it is in reality. Here we are. Later that afternoon, driving around Tucumcari. Old service station on Old Route 66. In the remains of the Ranch House Cafe, I've heard so many people talk about their time stopping and getting coffee at the Ranch House. Look at that architecture. That's what it looks like inside. And another sign laying on the ground. Yeah, it's just gonna rust away. And down Old Route 66. The remains of this motel and gas station. Yeah, you might say a little bit of vandalism. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, the place was very creepy. Look at that big old screen, or big screen TV. That's an oldie. Yeah, somebody lost their pants. And across the way, the old Sinclair station and a little bitty cafe called the Paradise Cafe. The interstate was opened outside of Tucumcari. I believe it was 85. So you can kind of gauge the downfall of parts of Route 66 by that date. These places were probably shut down by the early 90s and just falling apart. Like this one on Old Route 66 in Tucumcari. Not in business, but still sitting there. And the world-famous Blue Swallow Motel. Now their sign says vacancy. Now that's rare. It's tough to get a room here in the summer. we just decided to get out of our motel room, and walk around on Old Route 66. And this is just some of what it was we ran into. Old restored gas pumps, service station, and another famous motel, the Motel Safari. I hear it's for sale. And then we continued walking up the road, and there's the TP Curios. Another world famous Route 66 location. This neon was damaged last summer in a bad hailstorm, and it appears to be repaired now. Looks beautiful. Oh, we can't leave without taking a look at the Helk on the back of the Ford truck. That's right. That's called the Helk. And I'm not sure what the Helk is about, but he's been there a long time. And as we were heading back, man, we could smell the beautiful odor of Chinese coming down Route 66, and it was coming from the Golden Dragon. And back to the Roadrunner Lodge for the night. Next morning, you can see their signs covered across the road at the Roadrunner Lodge, and we're at Kicks on 66 for breakfast. And it was so good, I got distracted and didn't get any video of my awesome breakfast, but it was great. We had a great time on our quest. Now, was it a success? Yeah, kinda, sorta. We found the log. We're almost 100% sure that's the log. We could not find the initials. I think they're gone with time. But it was a good trip, and well worth the beauty in the canyon to check out. Hey, thanks for going along with us. We'll be doing more cool things here on Keith Vaughn's Flying Circus, so please do like, share, and subscribe. Take care. God bless.